it really actually started with the quarterback. So Garrett's mom contacted me a few weeks ago, and we talked about the idea of us coming together with a group. The great news is most of these kids have seen each other at different visits, different schools throughout their recruiting process. And so they're all kind of familiar. Even though it seems like a large group, it's actually a pretty tight community of kids. And so once she started getting the ball rolling and Garret started jumping in and helping and everyone just contacting everyone else, it actually was pretty easy to get the kids to want to do it and to actually get there.
Garret Nussmeier, who threw for 3,700 yards last season and 38 touchdowns, is a four-star quarterback who has been committed to LSU. And this past weekend, it was a who's who of recruiting in Baton Rouge. The only caveat is that LSU football had nothing to do with it. Garret Nussmeier was the guy behind the scenes that was putting it together. And when you looked up on Saturday, LSU had some of the top high school talent from around the country, including Corey Foreman from out in California, Tristan Lee. That was his mother that was speaking there yesterday to Matt Moscone on After Further Review. That was Laura Rigney, who is Tristan Lee's mother, who was speaking yesterday. Mason Smith, the top player in Louisiana who's uncommitted here. Sage Ryan, the top defensive back from the Acadiana area. And when Nussmeier made his way over from Texas on Saturday morning, he stopped in Lake Charles, dropped off some goods to the people of Southwest Louisiana. He also had Savion Byrd with him, who is a top 100 offensive tackle that is a prime target for LSU in the recruiting process. So it was a great weekend put together by Garret Nussmeier, and he joins us now here on Off the Bench. Good morning, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thank you so much for having me back.
Absolutely. Thanks for being back.
Thank you.
Tell me how this weekend happened. How did it come to be?
It was kind of originally just going to be, me and a few guys from the Dallas area were going to ride up with me and just kind of hang out on campus just one more time. My plan was I didn't want to travel during the season, just with the risk of getting sick and not being able to play. I felt that wasn't fair to my teammates. I decided to go before the season. I had the idea, it was like, instead of just us going, why don't I try and make this something special, try and get, lots of our top targets and lots of guys who are really interested there, get to see Baton Rouge, kind of get to see the faces. Most of the guys that are committed were all invited. I sent in the group chat. So, whoever can make it was able to make it. I think all the commits there were me, Ray, Keanu, JoJo, Chris. I think those were I think those were all the commits that were there.
Landon Jackson was there, wasn't he?
That's right. Landon was there. Sorry, I might leave out a name or two.
No, that's good, man.
I'm not very good with names, but
LSU fans don't care at this point, Garret. I think you're working your way into all. I mean, you definitely working your way to the fans' heart. What is the coaching staff saying to you? Because I was just talking about it last time. I remember recruiting guys once you commit. Come on, man, let's do this thing together. But this is some extra mile stuff that I've never seen before. What's been their response?
We have a really close relationship. I talk to them all the time. Whenever they need anything, they let me know. I do whatever I can to help. They were really excited about how it went. They didn't know much about what was going on. We didn't really include them because, it's against the rules, so we tried to keep it, legal and everything. But they asked about the details after it was over, how it went, and, they were really excited to hear how well it went.
Did you did you feel that anybody was close to committing in this process, even though they didn't have a chance to speak to the coaches or get the tours? It looked like, just from following social media, I did feel pretty creepy this weekend following you guys all weekend long. But it looked like y'all were having a blast.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely an amazing experience. As far as anybody committing, I won't speak on that, but I think we put really, really, really good impressions on all the uncommitted guys that were there. They know they got to do what's best for them. But I told them, we got to do anything we can to get them in purple and gold. But I think the most important thing about this weekend wasn't, we didn't talk too much recruiting, to be honest. It was more about getting to know each other, building bonds and building relationships, because at the end of the day, that's really the selling point that I've continued to express. about being an LSU Tiger as far as coming from the quarterback commit is this group is so close. Like, we talk on the daily on the group chats. And another thing is what I was telling them is Louisiana is a place where everybody is so loyal. Everybody helps out their neighbor. Everybody's family. And, that's the same way at LSU. When you're an LSU Tiger, the coaches and the players are going to do anything they can, anything they have to help you. So it's really, really a tight, close-knit family.
Forget Garret Nussmeier for quarterback. Garret Nussmeier for governor in 2022. So on the group text, is it just committed guys, or like is Tristan Lee and Corey Foreman and are those guys on the text?
I mean, we had that for this weekend, but normally we just have like our LSU 21 group chat that we talk to. So.
That makes sense. You got to keep, when you commit, you get in the club. Talking to Garret Nussmeier here on OTB. And I want you to expound on this because you just kind of touched on it there. But yesterday you tweeted, LSU means family. Louisiana means family. I cannot wait to be a part of this team and represent this state. Where does that come from?
Yeah. I think that comes from me just, I have a really strong affection for the Lake Charles area and also the state just because, I've moved around so much my entire life. And, that's the only consistent place that I'm at, 2 to 3 times a year.
Wow.
It's where my grandpa has been laid to rest. It's where my grandma lives. It's where a lot of my mom's family lives. So, it has a really special place in my heart. And, in living everywhere around the country, the one thing I've noticed is nothing is like Louisiana. Nothing is, like I said, Louisiana's family, because it really is true. I mean, I was able Sunday on the way home to drop the stuff off and drive through Lake Charles, and you just see people just helping their neighbors, taking trees down. Some people just going around helping people they don't even know. That's something that I love. That's so special about Louisiana, and that's why anytime I cross into the state, I automatically just get a feeling of warmth. So.
Wow. People can't wait for you to get to Baton Rouge to play college football. What has it been like to be a high school football player the past couple of months and going into your senior season?
Yeah, it's been really weird. We have to follow all the rules, and we actually just started helmets this week. So every time your helmet's off, your mask has to be on. So it's really different. I'm very thankful for the UIL in Texas. They did a great job of getting us able to play and to play safely, and I'm really, really looking forward to the season.
Do you have any idea how recruiting will work this weekend? I mean, like if you wanted to come into a game, will that be possible?
As of right now, they don't have official visits open. Mm-hmm. I believe they can't stop us from going and visiting a game, as a normal, just public audience. Same thing kind of that we did this weekend, but going to a game as well. So I think that is in the plan for some of the guys is to, get to do that even if official visits don't open. We're hoping that they get to open towards the middle to the end of the year, which would be awesome. But if not, I think that'll definitely be in the plan for some of the guys.
It sounds like the entire staff has been recruiting you. Do you have a primary who you're in contact with mostly?
Mainly, I'll talk to quarterback coach, Coach Callaway, Coach Ensminger, Coach D'Angelo, and then, I'll also talk to Coach Linehan every once in a while. But, whenever I normally, I FaceTime once a week, and I normally get to talk to most of the coaches. And, I also talk to Coach Craig a lot. So, to be honest with you, there's not one singular. If I had to name one, it'd be Coach Callaway. But, I pretty much talk to all the coaches.
Garret, what'd y'all do this weekend? Like, what did y'all do around Baton Rouge?
Yeah, so we got in, and my mom took us on a tour around. We weren't able to go into anything, but she knew the area very well, and I knew the area pretty decently. So just together, she kind of led it and brought us around all the different spots, all the different families. So it was really cool. We looked at the ops building from a distance. We looked at the dorms from a distance, and then we went to Mike the Tiger. Looked at the stadium. We couldn't go in, obviously, but just seeing the Death Valley from the outside gives you chills. And that was a lot of fun. Then we headed to dinner at Rufino's, which was really, really good.
Nice.
We got to do a Zoom call with the coaches, so that was fun. That was off campus. We did that though, and then we just kind of went back to Topgolf and that was probably the funniest part of the night. Just kind of goofing around and just seeing the guys swing golf clubs. I'd never swung one before. Was hilarious.
It's crazy. It's crazy. A guy like Foreman, who's such a premier athlete.
Is there video of his bad golf swing
and
out
him
there?
looking at a golf ball? And I mean, you can tell he is like, Jesus, man, I don't want to do this.
Bro, it's hard. I mean, what are you supposed to do? It's hard to hit. I'm with him.
I know. And he did good though. He kind of figured it out towards the end. But definitely the most surprising swing was Mason Smith. Mason was really good. So.
I know you.
Whoa,
you don't want
Mason Smith,
yeah,
could
the
smoke
athlete,
it, the big
the
boy,
big,
dude.
the big boy
Let's
from
go.
Louisiana.
Big boy was driving it. For sure.
I know you can't. You don't know anything about what the status of these guys' commitment is, but spending time around Foreman, is it as crucial as everybody makes it for him to stay out west? I mean, will he be okay leaving, in your opinion?
I think Corey will go where he wants to go. I don't think any location is going to affect him. I think he's going to do what's best for him in his career. And if he feels it's in Baton Rouge, I think he'll make the move.
Your old man is on the Dallas Cowboys staff. How much around your household does life get crazy this week? As it's NFL game week.
Yeah, I called him yesterday and asked me if he was coming home for dinner, and he was like, "Are you stupid?" And I was like, "Oh, my dad played game this week." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. All right, I'll see you at 5 a.m."
Garret, have a great week, man. We'll check in again soon. Thanks for your work this weekend for all the LSU fans, and thanks for checking in.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
You got it,
dude,
man.
Garret. Thank you, man.
Garret Nussmeier,
jeez.
The LSU quarterback commit,
It's
4-star quarterback commit.
It's one of those I need a cigarette after that interview type of deal, dude. What the hell is that kid? Is he just made out of like a perfect leadership quarterback machine?
I mean, his dad. You know what I mean?
I've never heard
He's been around
anything,
his whole life.
I've never heard anything so like mature and well thought out, and even to the point of being painfully clear, like with the Zoom call, that it was off campus, right?
We
Like,
saw the dorms from a distance.
yes, like
We saw the football ops from a distance.
being painfully clear that there were no violations. I mean, damn, you want to talk about dude you want leading your class.
Would you rather? Next, you're on OTB.